Hello, my name is Jayaram Adhikari from Nepal Open University. Today I would like to have a short presentation on translation studies of linguistic tools. The selected terms for the discussions are cohesion, ellipses, language functions, presuppositions, speech acts and implications. The first topic here I would like to deal here is cohesion. By cohesion, we mean the use of grammatical or structural devices to achieve text integrity and coherence. So, it establishes the semantic network that makes a text a whole. There are two general ways of maintaining cohesion. The first one is through a set of clearly grammatical devices such as tenses, adjunctives, time, space, and logic. The second one is through the set of lexico-grammatical devices that are used for maintaining links of identity between items of semantic information in the text. Similarly, we can achieve cohesion through ellipses also. By ellipses, we mean it is a way of missing out by the speaker, by the writer for the purpose of economy. So Binet and Dalbernet, they say that there are three types of ellipses. The first one is a reference to the world knowledge. The second one is language specific economy. The third one is inversion of the semantic context and grammatical structure. Ayora says that these different levels and attitudes to the communication process is problematic because what can be missed and what cannot be missed is very difficult because ellipsis is language specific. Likewise, we can maintain cohesion through reference. Here, reference can be achieved through diacritics, that is also called pointers. It causes problem in translation. Diacritics causes problem in translation. For example, in the original text, there may be according to the recent report. So when we translate it, the recent becomes out of date in the translation. And there may be do put that down. So when the translation, the word that may be let's say out of date in the translation too. Likewise, the anaphora and cataphora also or may create problem in translation. Similarly, we can create cohesion through repetition also. For example, the repetition of the word now in the story The Last Voyage of the Ghost Ship, written by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. The word now may also, the similar word, the repeated word may also create problem in translation. Likewise, the next one is text functions. It is the next topic that I would like to talk about. Roman philosopher Cicero has divided text functions into three types, that is ad docendum, ad dilentendum, and ad movendum, which means to instruct, to delight, and to move respectively in English language. I will talk about these three text functions while talking about a race approach. Likewise, Holmes 1992 talk about the communicative model in which there are sender, code, message, subject matter, channel, and receiver. The sender sends the message through the code. There is in a certain subject matter through the channel may be written, spoken to the receiver. So, while dealing these things in a race approach, race talks about multifunctional approach or work is based on quality and translation. She says that every element of the original text can be produced and preserved in translation. She also mentions that the text type co-determines the appropriate method of translation. The concept which I talked about by Cicero is taken by German scholar Buhler in his work, and the same item or the same concept is taken by Race in her work. She says that there are three types of text types. They are informative, expressive, and operative. So all these three functions is there in the text, but one is predominant, and if let's say the translator is unable to say which type is predominant in the text, then it may create problem. And similarly, Halliday talks about multifunctional approach. His concept of multifunctional approach is summarized by Hatim and Mason in their work. They say that there are ideational, propositional, and interpersonal category in communication. By ideational they mean actor, process, goal, circumstances. By propositional they mean scope, time, manner, place. And by the last, interpersonal, they mean tenor, personal pronoun, rhetorical questions, connotation, and shared knowledge. So Honing and Kasumal says that there are two functions in that relation, that can be function retaining and function altering. And whether the translator is using function retaining approach or function altering approach, it may create problem because each language is unique. Because of their uniqueness, it may create problem in the text. Now the next topic I would like to deal here is pragmatics. Pragmatics is the study study of the relation between linguistic forms and the participants in the communicative act. The first topic I would like to deal within pragmatics is presupposition. So when we speak out, we may not express all the meaning because we presuppose that our audience also have some sort of presupposition. For example, how is your second child? Here, the author or the speaker presupposes that the audience, his or her audience, has the first child too. So it is difficult to estimate to what extent the target language audience is likely to share the presupposition. So it may create problem in the text. In this context, Durieux 1990 says that the translator must, in any event, possess the knowledge that the author presupposes in readers to have. So they may undertake research, but a lot of translation is done without the research of presupposition. So in addition, the translator needs to know not just what presuppositional information may be lacking in the target culture, but what presupposition exists in that culture which may create proactive influence in the translation. So now the next topic I'd like to talk here is speech act. Speech act is talked by J.L. Austin in her work, and she says that sentences do not just impart information, but they also perform an act. According to Austin, there are three types of acts. They are locutionary, illocutionary, and perlocutionary act, respectively. The first one is the act of making meaningful sentence. For example, I am very thirsty. That can be the example. The next one is illocutionary act, is what the sentence is intended to achieve. For example, I am thirsty means perhaps the speaker want his or her listener to bring him or her a glass of water. And the next one is perlocutionary act, which means the effect to the listener. If the audience brings a glass of water to him or her, then that is what we mean by perlocutionary act. In this context, Palmer 1991 says that speech act is probably independent of actual language, and if we do literal translation, it wouldn't work. And there is no any formula. If there is no any formula to solve this problem in bilingual dictionary too. So now the next topic I would like to talk here is implication. In this context, H. Paul Gris 1975 has talked about cooperative principles. According to him, there are four maxims of communication. They are quantity, which means we should give needed information to our listener. The next one is quality maxim, that is we should give only true information to our listener. The next one is relation maxim, that means we should only deliver the relevant information while talking. And the last one is manner, by which we mean we should be clear while talking to. And the other linguists, they are also let's say adding politeness principle, which simply means we should be polite while we are speaking. And since the translation will not be giving any accurate and truthful account of the original, this means they are violating the quality principle. And in the interest of relevance, the maxim of quantity and quality print maxim also can be also violated. And moreover, if the ideology of the contemporary readers do not match, then the quality and quantity maxims can be violated to achieve relevance. Thank you very much. See you in the next slide.